The movie Police State is now in streaming, and it's streaming on three separate platforms. One is the video platform called Rumble. And the cool thing about getting it on Rumble is that it's very easy. If you have a smart TV, very easy to use the Rumble app to play the movie on your big screen TV, which is not the same as the theatrical experience, but is still pretty good. Probably better, of course, than watching on a computer or on a phone. The film also is available on Salem Now. That's the Salem website, salemnow.com, and also on Epic TV, Epic TV. Now, if you go to the website, policestatefilm.net, it links to these places and also links to DVDs. So we're selling DVDs through Salem Now. We're also selling DVDs directly through Shopify, and those links are on the website. Today is Halloween, and we aren't going to be around. In fact, Debbie was like, this is going to be a little bit awkward because our neighborhood is just swarming with Halloweeners. And normally we get a giant supply of candy, and I'm sort of the candy man. I man the door. But we are going to be on our way to Florida. We have our red carpet premiere for Police State. So in any event, we're not going to be celebrating Halloween, but Halloween is the sort of remarkable event. I knew nothing about it, by the way, in India. I'd heard of it, but didn't know what it was really like. And it's all about fear, but the fear is artificial, isn't it? It's make-believe. I've seen probably some of, not most of, and certainly not all the sequels, because a lot of these Halloween movies have part 1, part 2, part 3, and who knows when they stop. But I've seen the original Halloween. I've seen, of course, the Freddy Krueger movies. Of course, some of the other Halloween movies, and some other horror movies that kind of seem to come springing back to life during Halloween, Amityville Horror and others. And all of this is a fear experienced vicariously. It's like, wow, what would it be like if I lived in a haunted house? Or what would it be like if there was a monster coming to get me? And usually the premise is extremely preposterous, but you go with it because for an hour or so you can kind of put yourself in a state in which you're like, that could happen maybe, or at least I can sort of pretend that it did. Now, Police State is a little different. It doesn't resort to exaggerated horror. In fact, the film is understated. It allows the individual accounts of people to be revealed, in some cases using actual footage, in some cases using recreations. And I think the horrifying thing is that these are things happening to everyday Americans. They're not just happening to Trump. They're not just happening even to January 6th defendants. Those people are in the movie. Trump is in the movie. There's a section called Primary Target. There's a pretty good section on January 6th. And the reason I put it in is I think we have a new way of looking at January 6th, different than what's out there so far. And I think you'll come away seeing it in a new light. But beyond that, I wanted to have people going about their business, participating in civic life, and then suddenly, bam, they come face to face with the police state. And this is a harrowing experience. Why? Because they're not prepared for it. I mean, we as a country aren't prepared for it. We haven't had anything like it. Now, arguably, there's been a police state in America in a very limited way, involving particular groups. Blacks, I think it's fair to say, lived under a police state under slavery. I mean, they were literally slave patrols that would go around looking for blacks who had sort of taken off from the plantation to capture them and return them to servitude. Even in the postbellum era, blacks lived under a certain kind of police state in the Democratic-controlled South. Sometimes in wartime, there are police state measures that have been taken, even in this country. World War I, even more so, as far as I'm aware, than World War II. But that's in wartime. I think never before in our history are we seeing a police state consolidate itself right here under conditions of peacetime. Now, it didn't come at us, and the movie lays out the story beautifully all at once. The pretext, in fact, varies. So some of our liberties with regard to surveillance and privacy disappear in the aftermath of 9/11. Other freedoms, like the right to go to church, freedom of assembly, are curtailed under COVID. Other freedoms, freedom of speech, the censorship becomes accelerated, the scope of it becomes widened after January 6th. So the occasion, the pretext might vary, but the movement is all in the same direction. And all of it has happened, well, slowly and now rapidly. So slowly over the past 15 years since the aftermath of 9/11. It picked up under Obama, but look at the way it's accelerated under Biden. Even we, in just the project of making the film, have experienced in ways I'm going to outline subsequently tomorrow or the next day, ways that even we are feeling police state scrutiny, police state interference, police state attempts to thwart this film. Well, you don't be thwarted. Make sure you see it. Make sure you share it. The website policestatefilm.net, policestatefilm.net. Mike Lindell just keeps on introducing great deals. He's featuring the new My Towels. Save 50% on the 6-piece towel set, regular price $59.96, but now for a limited time, only $29.98 with promo code Dinesh. Debbie and I have Mike's My Towels all over the house. We love them for ourselves. We also like to give them for Christmas presents. Good idea for you to consider. My Towels 6-piece set includes 2 bath towels, 2 hand towels, 2 washcloths. These towels are amazing. The long staple length of the Sherpa cotton fibers make them very soft. Because of the long fibers, they can wrap around each other more easily, creating a smoother and softer fabric, soft to the touch without the lotiony feel, and they're also super absorbent. So take advantage of this 50% off on the 6-piece towel set. Call 800-876-0227. The number again, 800-876-0227, or go to mypillow.com. Don't forget to use the promo code DINESH Dinesh.